All right. What is up, guys? Thanks for joining the stream on a minute late. Sorry about that, but here we are. I was just looking at the market and yeah, just some other stuff. But here we are. We're here on the stream to talk about a few things. And let me just make sure we are live real quick. Yeah, I think we're good to go. So we're here on the stream to talk about a few things. We love to talk about community, love to talk about communication. We'll have 2 segments on that today. I got to end the stream 30 minutes early because I have a work meeting at 8 and somewhere to go at 8:30. So I have to be super ready and all that good stuff. But in these 30 minutes that we have, community, communication, we'll talk about some dog poop horror stories, some favorite dog stories, but we'll also analyze the market. And, I was looking at the market today. Theo might jump on a little bit later, but yeah, I just not feeling super confident in taking a trade today. We had a huge drop yesterday at 10 a.m. And then there's a fair value gap we could take a trade off of at 2 a.m., but it tapped into it, kind of failed once, tapped into it. It's going down again. It's just not super strong in terms of bulls. I don't know. It's just tough because we had that huge drop, which says bearish sentiment, but then we had a fair value gap and a CISD after that fair value gap that says bullish sentiment, but then we have that fair value gap being pretty weak. So it's is it going to go to the high and close the gap of this fair value gap, or is it going to start going down again? I don't really know, and I don't really know how to trade these overall. The most recent thing is bullish. The most obvious thing is bearish. What do? I don't know. So when you don't know, probably nothing. And if Theo jumps on, maybe he'll have a different opinion. I could see us trying to take a long trade, with all the criteria being met to the high at 3 a.m. That happened on the 1 hour on the NASDAQ. But yeah, I don't know. So because I don't know, I'm going to sit on my hands and wait until the master jumps on. Theo's a beast at trading, and he would know exactly what to do in this situation, which might be nothing. I'm usually pretty right, but sometimes I miss stuff. And I also enjoy streaming more than figuring out complex trades. So unless it's really obvious, I'd rather kind of just sit on the stream and chat with you guys and, get it going. So in terms of chatting, I want to reiterate my idea for stocks and walks. Of course, we're day trading. Day trading has a rap for just being inconsistent kind of across the board. And yeah, it just has a bad rap, right? And so we thought we'd make a joke out of it on the stream. And I think day trading serious. I think with skill, you can make money doing it. But that's with most things. With skill, you can make money doing it. And without skill, you can't. But specifically with day trading, I want to have dog parents who are watching the stream come on the stream on video, which I need to figure out how to get you guys on video, but I want to do it. And then we'll have you take a video of you calling your shot, if you will. You're gonna be like, my dog's going to do this, this, and this trick. And we're going to try to catch it on camera. And then if it does it successfully, we'll take a trade long, going 10 points, 15 points with a 10-point stop loss, or we'll take a trade short if he fails, going short with a 15-point target, 10-point stop loss, 1 to 1.5 R risk ratio. And we'll see how that performs versus how Theo and I trade, just to see if there is actually that skill component to day trading, have some fun clips for social media, and get to see you guys do some dog tricks on your dog walks. And that's why I did this hour. It's before work for me, and I think people might be walking their dogs, and so getting you on video doing something for a dog walk would be funny. All that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into our community segment. So the first thing I was thinking about when I was prepping this, I have my thousands of actions that I think help build community. And I'm just trying to share those with you guys one at a time until we get some call-ins and I'm actually, answering questions that are asked. Also, you can call into the show because we like to take call-ins. I'm going to turn my phone off of Do Not Disturb right now. And yeah, you can call me, text me 512-591-6138. Again, that's 512-591-6138. And you can ask a community question, a communication question, a dog poop horror story. You can share it, or a favorite dog story. You can either call in and we'll talk back and forth, or you can text it to me and I'll share it, or I will answer the question for you live there. So that being said, no call-ins yet, no comments in the chat. We're going to go ahead and jump into our first community segment. Let's see. So when I'm thinking about community, specifically with dog parents in Austin, because we have a community for dog parents, which it's been really tough, actually. We haven't had a lot of people signing up for walks. Somebody's hosting a birthday party. Haven't had a lot of people signing up for that. I can do reminders, but it's a tough thing about a free group. Nobody has buy-in to the group, so nobody really wants to come. So yeah, you just don't know how committed people are. And I'm really struggling with that. But another thing people are struggling with is like when you're at my events, whether it's a dog walk or one of the bigger events we're planning in the future, it's difficult to hang out with other dog parents in a meaningful way because you guys don't have much in common. Like you have your dogs, and that's a good first talking point. We addressed that last week on the stream. Great first talking point. But in terms of a second conversation on a walk, like if you don't have an activity that's super fun, it's going to get old, like talking about your dogs and doing the same kind of small talk over and over, or at least it would for me. Like I wouldn't enjoy being in that community. So I assume there's a lot of other people out there who wouldn't enjoy it. Sorry about that. Catching all this live. And because of that, I wanted to think of, something I could kind of speak to together. And so I could see a lot of people thinking it's difficult to hang out with other dog parents in a meaningful way because we don't have much in common, whether that's my events, whether that's a random walk, whether that's trying to interact with strangers. And the thing I wanted to say from learning that is that friendship fades, but mission multiplies. And what I mean by that is there are 4 things that a mission can do that a friendship without a mission lacks. And so first, when you write that mission statement together, you guys have a goal that is shared that you're going after together. And so instead of coming together and just doing small talk, you can come and work towards the mission together. And because you can come work towards the mission together, you can get clear on the actions needed to accomplish the mission. So shared goal makes the actions very clear that you need to do together. And now, instead of worrying about what we're going to talk about or what small talk or having awkward silence, you can do the actions together consistently. And that will create a bunch of shared experiences for you guys to loop back on and have much deeper, richer conversation later in life. Like you can have laughs, inside jokes, and the small talk means more because you've done more with that person. And finally, when conflict comes, you can loop back to the mission and choose each other over the conflict for the sake of the mission and for the sake of each other because you need each other for the mission. And so that's what I mean when I say friendship fades, but mission multiplies. You can have a shared goal. You can get clear on the actions needed, both of which you cannot do without a mission. Like when it's just a friendship, it's mainly small talk, maybe some vulnerability talk, but the consistent actions you do gets a little confusing. Once you do them consistently toward the mission, you have unique shared experiences that leads to jokes, inside jokes, memories to kind of look back on, and it makes the small talk richer later because you've done more with the person, you've been through more. And finally, friendship, just in general, is stronger when you have a mission because you can loop back to something outside of the friendship when conflict arises. It's like, hey, this isn't just about you and me. This is about you, me, and all the people we're trying to impact. So can we rise above this conflict and kind of forge paths together and accomplish this mission together for the sake of everybody involved? When you don't have a mission, when you don't have accountability, it's really hard to do that. And so I know that was a very intense kind of clip right there, little 3 minutes that I went off on a tangent, but it's like, what do you do when you're trying to write that mission statement together? And I think it is a problem that's burning inside of your heart and a person that you want to help. And that person typically represents a group of people. So you pick a problem that hurts your heart and a specific person that you want to help, and it becomes very clear how you need to help that person. And mission, like when things are mission oriented, they're meaningful, right? So the mission could be all 6 of us are going to get abs, but it's like, who does that impact? You know, maybe the people you're trying to hit on. Like, it doesn't. Missions have to solve a problem so that people can get behind them, especially when stuff is hard, because being consistent is hard. And so you need to believe in what you're going after so that you can kind of loop back to it and keep doing it. Now, of course, with enough accountability, I think everybody can kind of loop back, mission or not. But always checking the chat now, because these chat messages be sneaking up on me. Yeah, mission just has to be impactful enough for you to get behind it and for you to get other people behind it. I think another thing with impactful enough, it also has to be reasonable enough. That's something that I definitely need to grow in a lot. I think I have very, very, very big ambition. And I believe that can happen. But the path to getting there is confusing for me, and it's confusing for everybody that I'm talking to the mission about. Talking with about the mission. I think that's better. And if you have a confusing mission or confused people in general, you can't get them to do something with you because you're confused. Like, you haven't done the work to get clear yourself. And so your time looks like this, that, and the other. So if they start joining you on the mission, their time's going to look like this, that, and the other. And that's not going to get anything done. And so, yeah, I think just a big part, anytime I'm talking to you guys, I'm probably mostly talking to myself, both because nobody watches the stream, but also because I need to learn the lesson. Yeah, mission is just a big deal, but it can't just be impactful. It also has to be real. Like, you have to be able to look somebody in the face and be like, this is happening now, and this is how we're going to get there. And that starts now, and you can join, or you can hang around this other way until you're ready to join. But we're going, and we hope you come with. Being able to have that level of intensity with the mission versus like, I'm trying to raise standard of living across the world to middle class America so that everybody has more than enough food, shelter, water, safety. It's like, yeah, that if that happened, that would be great. But right now, and Gracie presses me on this a lot, like, I can't build any community around it. I can't take any real action towards it because it's so amorphous. Like, nobody's ever done it before, and there's not a clear path to doing it. And right now, none of the actions I'm doing on a daily basis track directly to it. They're all like 1, 2, 3 steps removed. Like, first, I need to get financial freedom so that I can focus on the endowment. It's like, if you're focusing on the endowment today and actually raising money and then using that money for impact, would it go further with people? And you actually had a plan towards it. And so, that's just some of the tough stuff that I am thinking about. It's like, what mission would really bring the dog parent community together in Austin? Because I'm trying to kind of have my first go at building community with the dog parents because, it helps grow my poop scooping business, helps keep a healthy top of funnel, helps me engage with people in a way that I care about. And maybe that's why I'm having trouble like finding the mission behind the dog parent community, because I'm more passionate about raising the standard of living across the world to middle class America than I am about like creating the biggest dog shelter in Austin or like getting Austin Pets Alive to a certain threshold. It's like, whatever mission I'm behind and trying to get the community behind, I want to really be behind it so that I can champion the mission and set a good example. And yeah, that's why I'm kind of struggling. It's like, I can set events for people because I love gathering people, and that aligns with my mission of, spreading the gospel. Like, it gives me an opportunity to love people in a way that I don't usually get to. And it's not anything crazy, you're just loving people, like being a kind person, and then you're being so kind that eventually they ask you why you're so kind, and that's when you get to tell them, right? So that aligns with my mission, and I'm happy to host consistent activities, which takes people from small talk to consistent activity to maybe vulnerability to maybe even more consistent activity. But all that time on mission, time and money towards mission, and interdependence towards mission, I can't figure out what that looks like for the dog parent community because, yeah, I'm just in it so people aren't lonely. And individuals can get behind themselves not being lonely. I don't know how much they care about other people not being lonely. So yeah, that's tough. That's just something I'm thinking about. But That's what we got on community for this first segment. Friendship fades, mission multiplies. So get with your community, write a mission statement together, get clear actions on the actions needed to accomplish that mission, then do them consistently together so that you form shared experiences. And when things get hard, because they ultimately will, because you do things differently, loop back to the mission so you can rise above the conflict, forge a closer relationship, and then accomplish the mission together. That's what we're looking for with community. That's what I'm looking for with community. That all sounds good and well, but man, very few people care about something enough to like go through conflict with somebody, especially in how independent America is today. Like you can cut people off and go find new people and go find people to hang out with, and it is like no big deal. Like people are just chilling nowadays when they lose friends or lose family even. I think that's a sad fact of life. But looping back to the mission means you have to care about so much that you choose to go through conflict with another person for the sake of that mission, because they also care about it and they're also needed. That's just super rare. But not only is it super rare, but it's super vulnerable. Like, I will often tell people anything about my life, and they'll feel super close to me because I'm sharing something that they feel is vulnerable. But I'm like, me telling you things about my past has nothing to do with me being vulnerable today. Which may be an interesting take, but it's how I feel. I'm like, me trusting you with something that has to do for my future puts me in a very vulnerable position. It's the difference between telling people that I had suicidal ideation in high school and trusting them with my family's future income and my dreams and goals. Like, which one is a more vulnerable state? I can tell you about suicidal ideation all day. Like, I've worked through that. It's in the past. It doesn't affect me anymore. But my current income, my family's future, and my dreams and goals, like, this isn't the right Christian answer, but like, that's a big part of who I am. You know, like I spend a lot of time working towards that every day. And yeah, that's definitely something like I need to pray through, but it's also something I link with my identity in Christ because I feel called to it. And so, yeah, praying through the nuance and the line there, but ultimately I know it's coming from a good heart, and to compromise that puts me in a very vulnerable position. Like everything my life is built on obedience to God, because I know how much he loves me and I know how much I'm loved and I know what we're called to do. Like all that's at stake, that's much more vulnerable to me. So just a side note of why I think it's hard to connect. And a lot of people don't even get to that vulnerability stage where they tell people about each other's past because we judge each other. But man, it's much scarier to trust somebody with your future, like to involve them in your life for your future. It's a much more vulnerable spot. So I think we got another dog poop story that we're going to go through. That was our community segment. We got 11 more minutes on the stream, just because I have to leave early for work. Guys, we share tidbits about community. Give me 1 second. I'm checking the chat. Nobody on the chat. Nobody calling in. We talk about community and communication on the stream because we're trying to build dog parent community. We're trying to build much larger community later in life to help raise the standard of living across the world in middle class America so that everybody has more than enough food, shelter, water, safety. I've had that like in my head for 4 or 5 years, and I'm gonna have it in my head for the next 70. To do that, we need to build good community. To build good community, we need to answer your questions about community, and that's why we do it here on the stream. But we also need to be out building community, which is why I'm building the Austin Dog Parent Social Club here in Austin. As it's built now, it can handle 4 of the 7 stages of the community, and I'm still trying to figure out that mission piece that we can rally together. But maybe as I get more community feedback, some people will have a mission that they care about, and because I care about the people, we can do that mission together. But yeah, I just think that's why we talk about community. That's why we talk about communication. We talk about dog poop horror stories and favorite dog stories, just because we want you guys to have a good time. We're trying to make people feel more connected and less stressed. And laughing decreases that stress. So hopefully you can get that from dog poop horror story. And we also decrease stress by doing poop scooping. in the Austin area. So if you want a free poop scoop, you don't want to take care of that chore anymore, you can also text or call that number. We'll get you on the calendar for a free poop scoop. And yeah, I'll clean up your backyard. No charge. Okay. Now we've done our first community segment. Again, if you want to call in and ask a question or share a story, text the number on the screen. If not, I can go ahead, and that number is 512-591-6138 in case you're watching on the vertical stream on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and share a dog poop horror story to remind you guys that dog poop sucks, and we'll clean it up for you. Here we go. Let's see. So we got a new reply 4 days ago. We said, I always like introducing this because it sounds like I'm on Family Feud with Steve Harvey. 4 days ago, we asked, what's your favorite dog poop story or any hilarious dog story? And this was on Reddit. We have 84 comments, 14 upvotes, and 14,000 views. Local Royal 6477 replied 9 hours ago. Here we go. My dog had devoured part of a plastic bag. It's not starting too good, Local Royal. I was really worried it would clog him up. Yep, that's a good worry. The next morning, we were on our morning walk and he stopped to poop, as expected. And the bag started coming out and got stuck, just hanging there. So I had to pull the bag out of his butt in front of a bunch of other walkers. Oh my gosh, Local Royal 6477, you're an amazing dog parent. I hope that you had gloves, because that's kind of rank. Maybe you had a bag and you like wrap that bag around the other bag that was coming out of your dog's butt, and that's how you got it. But man, that's tough. In front of a bunch of other walkers too. Like that's tough. Especially because there's a little bit of judgment there, you know? They're like, oh, you let your dog swallow yeah, I guess there's not that much judgment because dogs are crazy. It's kind of like going to somebody's house who has like 2 or 3 toddlers and it's dirty. It's like, are you really going to judge them for their house being dirty? You might judge them more for their house being clean, because if it's clean, you know that they're maybe being a little too strict on those toddlers, or they pay a little too much money in home cleaning, which, here's the facts. You shouldn't be judging anybody. So just drop all that. Focus on yourself. Stay in your lane. But anyway, Local Royal, thanks for sharing. You got shared on the stream. We upvoted, and you'll get a response. That's tough! ! We have these little fruit flies in our house, from all the fruit that we be eating because we're healthy. And right now they're in this room and they're flying around. They land on my mic sometimes, and they were just touching my leg. It bugs me. But yeah, that's cool. That's the stream, guys. I would jump into another communication segment, but we're gonna leave it at that community segment right now and that dog poop horror story. Wait for call-ins. We'll be on for 6 more minutes to see if there are any comments that come in. I'm gonna check the market again to see if there's anything I like. And yeah, that is what we got. Let's see. Yeah, the market just kept. Man, it dropped hard. I just don't know what the draw on liquidity is, because it went to a bullish fair value gap. After that, you would think it's going to the high, but it failed to go to that high, which means we're definitely on sell side. And so what's the sell side liquidity? It also disrespected a 12 a.m. bearish fair value gap. Finally tapped into this huge fair value gap that happened at 10 a.m. from the huge drop. And yeah, this is just tough. So then I would say it tapped into this bearish fair value gap, where this is the first time that it tapped into it, and now it's just dropping. And I guess you could say it's going to this 1 a.m. low. So if that's the case, maybe I could have taken it right now, but I think I would have got stopped out. No, I couldn't have taken that. Oh, no, I could have. Yeah, it would have stopped me out though, because it's just looking ugly today, and I just didn't know what to trade. So I'm happy with the fact that I didn't trade. I don't think there's one I could have really taken, especially because it just kind of, yeah, it was just a huge drop. So I wouldn't have been in the discount or the premium anyway. So it would have been a nasty short. Like I wouldn't have been able to. So that's that. But yeah, guys, I got to figure out how to get the video on and get people calling in, because this will be a lot more fun for me and a lot more fun for you. Right now, I feel like I'm just talking to myself for 30 minutes to an hour. And I can do these segments all day because it's just YouTube clips and Instagram clips and TikTok clips that I can put out. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I'm trying to talk to people. I'm trying to talk to people, have people call in. And I think I might just have to start advertising for call-ins. Starting with probably an Instagram post that I run ads to that then comes to my Instagram profile page. So then people can follow me, and it'll literally be something like, join our stream. Yeah. Call into the stream, join the dog parent community, get a free poop scoop. It'll be those 3 bullet points with maybe like a fake tweet or something. And we'll just take a screenshot of that, run an ad to it, and then people will follow my profile to join the stream, get a free poop scoop, or join the free dog parent community in Austin. And yeah, I feel like that keep my top of funnel growing, if you will. Nothing crazy, $30 a day or something like that, but yeah, just something I'm thinking about, really. Just something I'm thinking about, because, man, this would be so much more fun if by 7 a.m. I had 4 text messages of people who wanted to call in. We just had a queue, and it was like, okay, we're going to check the marker for 5 minutes. We're going to do our first caller, and they're on their dog walk, and maybe it's stocks and walks, or maybe they have a community question, or maybe they have a communication question. But either way, it would be super cool. And also, guys, I've been thinking about other shorts I can record to get the word out there about the stream and just our services and stuff. And some interview videos where I walk up to people. I don't know if you guys know this, but most of those interview style videos where they're walking up to random people, be like, hey, you look like you have a lot of money. How did you make your money? Shout out School of Hard Knocks. You actually have an amazing channel. But they may start out with just walking up to random people. The work you have to do to get a random people might be 1 in 100, 1 in 200. It's very much like door knocking, cold calling, like just to get a clip. I'm wondering if somebody wants to do maybe 10 to 15 takes with me, but you opted in to be an actor in our walk-up skit, if you will. So I'll walk up to you like, hey, can I scoop the dog poop out of your backyard for free? Or, hey, I want to come to this epic event. And then we cut to clips of our event, clips of me dog poop scooping, so on and so forth. Just content ideas I'm thinking about. If that's something that'd be fun for you, hit me up at the number on screen, and we can schedule something. If you're in the Austin area, you could be walking your dog in the neighborhood or something, and I'll just walk up to you. Hey, we're giving free poop scoops in the neighborhood. Can I do yours? Something like that. It'd have to be a little shorter so the hook's a little crisper. But yeah, it'd basically be that question. You could be like, ew, who are you? Weird dude who just walked up to me. And I'm like, oh, we're just giving out free poop scoops. And you're like, oh, free? And I'm like, yeah, free. And it's like, yeah, sure. And then boom, in your backyard, scooping poop. You also get a free poop scoop if this happens. So if you want to sign up for that, let me know. That'd be cool. Just something I was thinking about. I figured I'd say it on the stream before I, ran ads to it. Surprise, I'm going to offer to all people calling in. They'll get a free poop scoop and a chance to be on our social media page. So anyway, at 7:30, I got to run because I got a work meeting at 8. Still need to shower. Thank you guys for joining the stream. We will see everybody tomorrow.